All right, ladies and gentlemen, how are we? Today we're going to look through S&P 500, global news, trading news, and then some technicals. So if you like any of that, like and subscribe. Yeah, I'm not entitled to any of that, but if you do like this kind of stuff, yeah, follow, I guess. If not, let's do it. Overall, S&P 500 is looking pretty honestly trash. It's down 0.69%, but sometimes what I've noticed about, especially, yeah, the S&P is, yeah, you can't zoom in. These are yearly long markets and even decade long cycles and all the rest. So yeah, I just couldn't find anything that yeah, that makes it look so bearish. So individual news. So overall pretty yeah, bearish, I guess. Let's move on to overall stock market news. Nothing too crazy as well. So just about tariffs and bonds pretty much. There's a bit of about China and Trump always having a thing. And yeah, that's pretty much last month is tariffs, China, and then bonds, but especially a lot of bonds in this news cycle as well. So yeah, we'll move on to crypto. Everything's looking just normal, I guess. Pretty bearish, but yeah, Bitcoin is up today, so that's good if you're holding Bitcoin. We'll move on to yeah. Overall, I looked into a couple news stories, but yeah, we'll click into Eurozone, the PMIs. Pretty interesting stuff. I read through a lot of it. There's about 3 or 4 reports that pretty much look similar, but yeah, I noticed this that I thought was funny. Commenting on the PMI data, Dr. Cyrus de la Rubia, sorry, chief economics at Hamburg Commercial Bank, said, riding a bike too slow can make you tip over. And the risk facing the Eurozone, yes, and that's the risk facing the Eurozone, yes. The economy has been growing since the start of the year, but the pace is painfully slow. Yeah, and it just goes on to about, yeah, pretty much that, just elaborating on it and stuff. But I'll show you. So this is about the Eurozone PMI, and then where are we? So we're there. Oh, sorry, bear with me 1 second. Yeah, so a lot of these PMI globals are the same. So, same kind of format anyway. So the Italian services, service sector. So you can click on the PMI. So yeah, it just goes through a nice, like easy to digest report. So nothing too crazy. That's it. Like what's that? 4 pages. So yeah. Anyway, we'll move on to. All right. So calendar news for Wednesday. So we got global dairy trade index. So pretty self-explanatory. President Trump speaks. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory as well. ANZ commodity prices. So yeah, the gross like just commodity prices. I thought this was Australian news, but it's actually one of our big banks is ANZ as well. So yeah, so we'll move on. AUD, GDP is gross domestic product. So that's red folder news. So I looked at the, what is it? I looked at the Australian tickers before, the Australian pairs, but nothing too crazy as well. So, but overall pretty positive. So rating dogs service PMI. So yeah, that's just a purchasing managers index. I think, yeah, it's about 650 purchasing managers, like a report. So they had a lot on yeah, the manufacturing PMI and all that big ones on Sunday as well. So anyway, we'll get back to this. So rating dogs, Spanish service PMI. So a lot of these, actually a lot of these, Euro's got a lot of news today, but nothing in the red folders. But yeah. So European Central Bank President speaks, Italian service PMI, French final service PMI, German final service PMI. So we got more red news for AED. That's, yeah, the Reserve Bank of Australia. So nothing crazy there. I don't think that's even in Australia. I was looking at it before. Oh, maybe it is. All right. Yeah, cool. Anyway, yeah, another Euro final service PMI. So that's the last of these service PMI. So they had a flash and final, I'm pretty sure. So So pound is monetary policy index. No, sorry, monetary policy committee. So that's just a member speaking. And then final service PMI, producer price index, German 10-year bond. I thought there'd be more talk about bonds today in these news, but it's in the actual stock market news. There's a lot of stuff happening with the bonds. So labor productivity, pretty self-explanatory. FOMC member speaks, and then monetary, where are we? So yeah, this is just monetary policy reports hearing, so pretty self-explanatory. So JOLTS is job opening and labor turnover survey, and this is excluding farming. So what I noticed as well that, yeah, with non-farmer payroll, a lot of these, the news is starting to heat up a lot for the USD. I don't know if that's by coincidence or not, but yeah, you're starting to get a bit more around jobs and stuff like that this week. So factory orders month over month, pretty self-explanatory. And then Ward's total vehicle service sales. So that's just domestic sales of cars. So overall, yeah, just this one. And obviously Trump's always got, I don't know if that's because he can speak off the cuff or whatever, but yeah, and obviously the president, but yeah, I think he's got a red or orange folder just from his tweets sometimes. So very not traditional way of coming out of news. So yeah, just your red folders and orange folders are pretty much what you'll be looking at. So all right, we went through that. So yeah, yesterday actually, when I got when I got through the video, this happened here. So nothing in this video is financial advice as well, but yeah, I was saying that it should break out of here or here. So it didn't really do that, but you can kind of see, this is what I've been saying for weeks, that stacking of liquidities, liquidity is just stack, and then it'll go through it. So you kind of, you just get an eye for what's happening. Like, I'll show you, this is more to the point. So yeah, big liquidity here and big liquidity here. So obviously weeks of people stacking and stuff. And the philosophy goes, I don't even know what to believe anymore, but yeah, so the philosophy would go liquidity and then up here, and then people would be stacking orders to go up again, and then it would take everyone out. But it's a good way to kind of see it. As I said, it's just a philosophy, because a lot of people would see these things and kind of stack trades into. So yeah, anyway, we'll move on to USDMX is the same, consolidating, and then it broke out of these areas. So they're the two areas that you'd kind of want to have. If you're trading this pair, it would be a bit of a nightmare because yeah, you'd just be waiting around a long time, and waiting around a long time, a lot of people don't have an appetite for it. So as I've said before, like people make good money in trends or whatever, but they lose it when they have to sit through sessions because they start, yeah, essentially gambling, or yeah, they don't really have anything it doesn't really follow their strategy or whatever they're trying to, their probability game, and they kind of get caught up in the boredom, I guess. So all right, so S&P is down 0.69%, but it's from this retrace all-time high that it hit. So it retraced after that. So maybe that's just what the heat map was on about. Maybe people took their money out, but I'm not even too sure how all that works, but it would make sense in my mind. So NASDAQ is down 0.79%, and that's just been retracing from a couple of weeks now. Yeah, 13th of August. So yeah, just retracing to these lows here. So I wouldn't even call them lows, but you know what I mean. And then yeah, the Dow Jones is down 0.55%. So that's kind of, yeah, broken this structure a bit, and then yeah, maybe retrace up here. But geez, man, as I've said 100 times over, these markets are so predictable, but that it's almost a probability game. Well, it is, like, you can't just calling it out one time at a way. You gotta call it out over 1,000 times, a strategy over 100 or 1,000 times to try it out, not just one time, because the time that you say, look at this, it's going to follow these rules, it doesn't. It's just, one of those things. So anyway, if you, followed it to the end, cheers, and like and subscribe and all that. And I'll see you guys, tomorrow for sure. So cheers. Thanks.